Sunday. How are we doing today? Hope we're enjoying the sunshine, making the most of the hot weather. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mo from Most Park Digital. We're working parents and busy professionals start an online business around their lives without burnout. That's exactly what we do here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So it is day 21. Woo-hoo! Day 21 of our 30 days journey of gratitude and vision for working parents. And actually, day 20 and 21 because I wasn't here yesterday. Oh, Saturday is always like busy for me. It's always crazy busy, but hey ho, here I am today on Sunday. So for day 20, we are grateful for our community. The people around us, our friends, our families, if it's like your colleagues, your business community, or whatever community that you belong to that they have shaped you, they've helped you get through hard times, through the hard seasons, through the mountain seasons, they were there supporting you, hyping you on, just being there for you. And we're also grateful for faith. Yes, so like I'm a Christian, I am grateful for God. As in, I am super grateful. Sorry, just a minute. I feel that I lost my. Okay, yeah. So I'm just like we're grateful for faith. We're grateful for how far God has brought us. So if we look back in our life, so all the prayers we've prayed, how God has answered our prayers, always been there for us. We are just grateful for, and we are grateful for all the unanswered prayers as well. When you're in a season and then it's really so hard, you can't see what's happening. You are stressed, you are worried because you're currently going through at that point in time. So you really can't see anything because you are not where you want to be. You are like you're sad, you're everything because you are going through at that point in time. It's usually very hard during those seasons of in our lives. But when we look back, we're usually like grateful for how far God has brought us. We thank God for those answered and unanswered prayers because sometimes when we, as I used to say, we live life forward, but we understand it backward. When we look backward, we are grateful that like thank God for thank God that you're grateful that God didn't answer that prayer when you did pray that prayer then because you wouldn't know what would have happened to you. Like there's so many people that have been saved from relationships that they were crying over like a guy and things like that. Like it didn't work out. They feel like it's the end of their life, it's the end of everything. But years down the line, they look back and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm glad that that didn't work out. God for keeping me, for protecting me. I know that's happened recently with my daughter. One of those things where they're in their teenage phases, they're like, oh, crushes and everything. And by the time they see the true color and the true picture of the person, they're like, nah, I'm glad I didn't even work out. So that's all those kind of things that God is keeping us from, and then we're grateful for that. So, and faith isn't about being grateful for faith. When you have faith, doesn't mean that fear is absent. Doesn't mean that you are not fearful. No, faith and fear can coexist together. When you have faith that okay, God is going to work this thing out, but you are still worried, you are still scared, you are still like, oh my gosh, this is going to work. But you just know that well, God is going to work it all out in a way that you don't know, but you are still scared. And what do? You go ahead and do that thing, even while you are afraid. And what happens eventually? It usually works out most of the time. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? You learn your lessons learned. Nothing is wasted. But at least you know that you took the first step and then you did something. Courage is just moving despite uncertainty. You don't know what's going to be happen at the end of the whatever decision you're making. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know what's going to happen. But you go ahead, take the first step. Be courageous and do it anyway. And there are some times when trusting God when answers are invisible. That one's a very hard one. That because sometimes we try to figure things out for God, right? Try to like make a plan, work it out that okay, if you do it this way, you go this way, we go this way, you go this way, and then it will all work out eventually. But sometimes you are in situations where you've thought of like gazillion ways, but you just can't figure out how this thing is ever going to happen because it just seems impossible. On paper, you've done your pros, you've done your cons, you've done everything, and you know that these things is just like it's absolutely impossible, you know. And I know that some of us feel that having a strong faith doesn't mean that that we never feel afraid. No, that's not true. As I said, we always feel fear all the time, and we try and work things out for God. But He's already said that His ways are higher than our ways. So there's no amount of thinking, amount of trying to figure it out, and everything that will like make sense eventually. So because that's why it's God, right? He just does things in His own way, and He's God. So what are you trusting God for now? What exactly are you trusting God for? What are you praying for? What are you hoping for? What prayer are you currently praying? What breakthrough are you believing for? What dream have you placed before God? I know because we're always after the next big thing, right? Because that's us as humans. How do we say, we have different seasons. Like right now, maybe we've been praying for something, like we pray for a house for a while, and then finally you get the house, and then you're okay, you're grateful, you're thankful, and then something else pop up, you asking God for that next thing, you're trusting God. So it's like it's never ending. We're always in one situation or the other. We're always like needing something. So what exactly are you placing before God today? So, and then one thing I've always realized is that sometimes God answers prayers through opportunities. Because sometimes most of us will pray that God, I need an opportunity, I need you to do this for me, I need you to do that. And then, as in, maybe you're praying for financial breakthrough, right? But then an opportunity comes your way, but you feel like, no, it's a scam. Without checking it out, without asking any questions, without doing any due diligence, you just assume like you write it off quickly. And sometimes that thing might just be an opportunity that God is bringing your way, right? It's just an opportunity. Check it out. If he ticks all your boxes, fine. If he doesn't, you move on to the next one. But just don't assume. Because sometimes we pray for provision, then opportunity appears, as I said, we discard it. We pray for flexibility, and then a new possibility appears. We'll be like, oh, you don't think that you can do this, you don't think blah 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 blah. We always have a reason why we don't want to do something, or we always have a reason. But that's the thing. We need to learn to like look deeper into things sometimes. As I said, if sometimes we're praying for financial breakthrough, then opportunity comes our way and then we don't do anything about it. God won't physically come down from heaven and come and place money in your hand like this and as give you money. He won't do that. He will bring opportunities your way. He will bring people your way. He will bring provision your way in ways that you cannot even imagine. So that's basically how all these kind of things work. So what I'm saying is, don't close your eyes. Don't be boxed in, and just open up your eyes. Be what's it called? Be open. Yes, be open when opportunities come your way. Don't say no. Check it out. Ask questions. Just do your due diligence. You never know, that opportunity might be what God is trying to use to break you out of that situation. Whatever it is, what is that thing that you are checking out right now, or is constantly popping up on your page? Because we know now that algorithm knows all of us, right? So whatever is popping up for you, as in regularly, that's what you're thinking about. That's what you're checking, because the algorithm is listening, your phone is listening, everything is listening. So what's that thing that is popping up on your page? What's that opportunity that you need to check out? What is that thing that you need to follow up? Take that first step. And as I said, having faith doesn't mean that you will be fearless. No, faith and fear can coexist at the same time. Fear is just telling you that you've never done this thing before, you don't have that experience. I've been through all your background, everything in your brain. I can't see where you've done this kind of thing before. So it feels dangerous, it feels scary. And that's fear talking. But don't let fear hold you back. Because even when you take that first step, when you make it and you're still making money, you still be fearful to take the next decision. You still be fearful to take the next step, right? So don't let fear hold you back. God's got your back. Do what you need to do. Ask your questions, do your due diligence. So, as I said, today is day 21, and we're grateful for faith. So, we're grateful for all the answered prayers that God has answered us in times that He's come through for us in our valley seasons and everything. We're truly grateful, and we're grateful for our community as well. So, whatever community you find yourself, I'm so grateful for my online business community. It's been an amazing community. I don't think I've ever been a part of a community like that before. The community of like, so we have women, we have men, but it definitely resonates with the women. So many amazing women. They're out there to see you win. They're out there to support you, to help you, to do all you need to do. So I'm really, really grateful for my community. So which community are you? What community do you belong to that you're grateful for? Because most of our communities, they shape us, they make us into a better person that we are today. They form us, and whatever community you are in, be grateful for them. So that's it for me from today. I shall see you again tomorrow on day 22. Wow, how time flies, right? Day 22. I didn't believe I'm going to last this long. Well, yes, I did. Thank you so much for everyone that's joined me on this journey so far on our 30 days gratitude and vision for working parents. Because as I said, working parents were always busy. So for the past couple of days, we are pausing and being grateful. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. I shall see you again tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Bye. Hello, just hold on a minute.